Sierra Alpha Prime. By Dion Robinson. Chapter 15.
Palmer Video Log. Dr. Joilee Raina James. January 30, 2460. C.E. After being directed to go through the Kali Sal mountain underpass, we were guided by a Kali Sal citizen who knew the way. For research data, I activated a sonar resonator that was part of the program in her Palmer. However, the scanned readings were incomplete. The resonator program could only pick up 3 miles of the network. Obvious, the cavern network was like an endless labyrinth. Without a guide, I would surely have gotten lost. After a few hours in the caves, I and my escort came across an underground hot spring. These hot springs kept the Kali Sal Valley warm. The water contained an alien form of algae that lit the caves with a bioluminescence radiance. We had passed through the inner hot springs, and we arrived at the inner cliffs as we had to scale the cliffs. After a few hours of an upward climb towards the inner cliffs, finally, we exited the caves and rested at a mountain base camp. We camped for the night and restocked on food. They had given us dark crimson berries with vines protruding from the inner seed. They were the size of golf balls. It was called vasant, which meant blood sphere. I scanned the berry, which revealed that it was loaded with calories, antioxidants, and caffeine. So I ran a health simulation program of what side effects of eating the alien fruit. However, the Palmer seemed to malfunction since it said I could consume the berry in a full compact. So I decided to run the simulation again. However, the results were the same. So I decided to be my own lab rat and consume a small portion of the berry. Nor I did feel the effects, except a boost of energy. My bioscan on my monitor started to spike. I read my bio signs showing that I just ingested 5,000 milligrams of caffeine. That was way more than the daily dose that a human can eat, a lethal dose. My heart should have been pounding out of my chest, but I felt nothing but absolute alertness. This could not be right. I decided to initiate Palmer's system diagnostics, and everything seemed to be functioning perfectly. There is no physical or radiation damage, no operating system data corruption, or anything out of the norm. Then I decided to check the data since I started consuming the food on Sierra Alpha Prime. Before I received the first shock run, most of the food was deemed inconsumable due to my human DNA. Now the Palmer's backlog saying that I can eat them. Since my infusion, I have experienced a lesser appetite, which has not affected my stamina. It seemed that the chalk runs have altered my DNA by 30%. In addition, my heart and lungs have enlarged by 5%. I can't believe that I didn't notice the change. So, I did another biocan of the chalk run. However, there was some type of electrical magnetic interference. If I were going to receive answers, I would surely find them making my journey ahead.
Joilee and her crew were led by the Kali Sal tribal leader Azulian. Azulian guided his guest to the Coral Mountain Pass. The terrain was steep, rocky, dark, and windy. The upside is that it was better than a freezing desert. Joilee caught a glimpse above as well below the mountains. Above, she saw distant planets, an asteroid field, and gaseous nebulas. Below, Joilee saw a ravine and a dense alien forest. Strange sounds were coming from below that spooked her. Azulian explained that they were the native animals that dwelled in the forest. Azulian helped his guest press on as the path ascended higher into the mountains. The higher Joilee ascended, the air became denser. However, Joilee was not hard to breathe like during her first arrival. The steep climb took 2 hours. When Joilee arrived, it was an alien-structured monastery. Joilee recognized the design from her history lessons. The monastery is of the Prambanan design. The infrastructure was more advanced in design as the infrastructure was more of a metallic structure. When Azulian escorts Joilee Mantico, Jembere, and Apache to the temple's outer gates, they are met with no resistance. Many of the residents seemed to be in a prayer or meditation-like state as they chanted mantras, chorus, and hymns that resonated throughout the temple. Joilee proceeded to enter the gates, but Azulion had blocked her path. Mantico explained to Joilee that the place she stood was holy ground. Sanctum Material Chitao Al, which meant, the Holy Mother of all. To enter requires to be invited. Indeed, Joilee was one of female Sierran who was much taller than any Sierran approached the gates. Her name was Material Lok Kemshiyamei. Material wore long white clothing that had an alien mantra design. It was similar to a Dale. As for headdress, it was also similar to the Oritos tribe in Central Asia. Joilee recognized all those designs as they shared similarities with the ancient Mongolian people. It was like the other natives of the planet. Likewise, they shared similarities with the Earth's extinct ancient culture, which she only viewed in history logs. As Joilee pondered the shared traditions between Earth and Sierran natives, all the male Sierran fell to their knees. Their head focused on the ground to show reverence. Welcome Sky Visitor Joilee to Pine No Soon Kalusu's temple. I have patiently been waiting for you. You know my name? All Sierrans are aware of your presence whether they have laid eyes on you or not, Material replied. Then, the Material looked at Mantico and the others who were kneeling. My sons, you all may go back home. What about Joilee? I promised to stay with her. Mantico replied. You know that you are not permitted unless they seek the knowledge of new wonders. I must stay with Joilee. Don't be disrespectful, Jambare replied. He is right, never argue with the Material. Have you no honor? Deepashi stated. No, it's okay, my son. Such devotion to a stranger of our world is pleasing to my sight. So that means I can stay. No, but when the time comes, I'll allow you to come for her when she is ready. When I am ready. Yes, there is the knowledge you seek, rather, it is knowing and unknowingly. How long will it take? Your path to inner knowledge takes as long as you want. Joilee looked at Mantico with a sincere look. Mantico, it's okay. I will come back to your village when Material determines when I am ready. Mantico looked at Joilee with a sad look. I will do as you say. Before you come with me, you must leave everything you brought from your world at the gate, Material replied. Joilee looked at her palmer before powering down the device and handing it to Mantico. Hold on to this from me. I'll guard it with my all. That is not necessary. Allow you all to camp here for a few days. You will be fed. After the third Solaria cycle, you all will depart, the Material stated to the male Sierrans. The Material led Joilee inside the city gates while Mantico looked like a Joilee. Joilee looked back at Mantico. She felt empathy for Mantico, as she had grown fond of his friendship. Joilee was allowed to bathe and given similar clothes as the other Kalishal citizens. A meal was made from the local edible plant. After her meal, Joilee was given living quarters to rest. Joilee could not sleep. Soon as she closed her eyes, she dreamed of home. Joilee vaguely dreamed of home, as his survival thoughts were her maximum importance. Her journey led her to the sanctum, a holy place for reflection. Joilee thought about her family. Did the deep space communications satellites send the Oldumare's distress message to the Oasis? Was her palmer recordings reaching back to Earth as well? Moreover, was the E.G.C. Council sending another scout ship? It has been close to a year since she arrived, so another E.G.C. deep space vessel should be well on its way. Those were the thoughts that raced through her mind. Not to mention her fiancé Orlando. She thought that Orlando was losing his mind, the thought of her stranded alone on an alien planet, or worst, dead. Joilee sat up on the bed and hunched over in doubt of unknowing her fate. Joilee wishes to go back to her people, but the fact is, can she go home? Her DNA is changing, but to what? Joilee, hopefully, She could remove the shock runes before she leaves the planet. Then, maybe her DNA will return to normal. What troubles you, my friend? Joilee quickly jumped to her feet in fear. However, once her eyes laid upon Montreal Kemshiyamei, she immediately calmed herself. Joilee did not realize that Montreal had entered the room. How did you get in here? I did not hear the doors open. I am nowhere, and I am everywhere? Are you some omnipresent being? It is an ability for anyone who retrieved and masters all the chakron. Even empathic abilities, I mean there is no way you could have to tell what I was thinking unless otherwise. To sense one emotion is an ability that all possess even without a chakron. However, chakron can enhance and awaken abilities. Will I have those abilities? It all depends on you. Joilee sighs. So, what troubles you? I miss my people. That is understandable. You are far from home. I have no one here to call a friend. You lost all your friends here and sacrificed time with your family just come to our world. However, you gained so many friends and even an admirer. Joilee's face twisted with sarcastic ridicule. An admirer? Of course. He has been by your side since you started your journey for the chakrons. You mean Mantico? I admit, Mantico is a good loyal friend, but I do not see him as an ideal mate. Why not? He loves you? If you have not noticed. We are different species if you have not noticed. Your perception will change as you spend more time on our world. Speaking of change, what are the shock runes doing to my body? I have noticed it changing my DNA. The chakron changes every being that it possesses. Each tribe priestess possesses each chakron according to the energies within their tribe. With their immediate fusion with their chakron, they are changed into new beings learning to master it. But I have more than one chakron. So what will I change into? When a Sierra priestess achieves all the chakron, such as I, she becomes the mother to all Unsierrans. However, it is unknown to a being that is foreign to our world. It takes time, dedication, endurance, and patience to sync one's harmonics fully with the chakron. How long I must stay to master them all? That all depend on the chakron. They all have a will of their own. They will endow you with power once you retrieve them all. I will train you how to harmonize with them all. Well, that will be impossible. As you already know, I do not have the Anahatun chakron. That easy to remedy. Come with me. Montreal led Joilee to the part of the deep bowls of the temple, where matriarchs attend to the Anahatun sanctum. This wing part had the Anahatun glyphs imbued with emerald light. Montreal and Joilee enter an oval room where a chakron crystallarium stood as tall as an one-story building. Joilee was amazed to see something so large and so beautiful. Marshall went to the chakron and placed her hands on both sides and her forehead on the pillar. Montreal closed her eyes and chanted a yam sound. Montreal's Anahatun chakron, and her throat and crown chakron glowed. When Montreal opened her eyes, there were no pupils present as they went completely white. The chakron released glowed and released a small chakron, the other that Joilee received. Montreal instructed Joilee to remove her clothes, to which Joilee complied. Montreal walked to Joilee and said, "To receive the Anahatun chakron, one's heart must be open." Joilee was confused until Montreal brandished a dagger with an alien design and stabbed Joilee in the heart. Joilee fell to the floor in pain as blood gushed from her main artery. "Why did you do this?" Joilee panicked. Montreal kneeled to Joilee and placed the Anahatun chakron inside the open wound. The Anatan glowed as it fused Joilee's wound closed. Then, all the chakrons started to pulsate with energy. The intense feeling was overwhelming to Joilee, which caused her to back out. Days later, Joilee woke up in a chamber completely nude. Yet, Joilee still felt an unusual feeling, as if her body was vibrating with every heartbeat. Joilee panicky touched her chest. The wound was replaced with the Ananatun chakron as it protruded from her chest surface. You are finally awake. Joilee looked over to the corner where Montreal was lighting incense. Joilee became infuriated. Stay the hell away from me, Joilee growled. I understand that you're upset about what occurred, but it was necessary. Necessary? You tried to kill me. If I wanted you dead, we would not be talking. The Anahatun needs to be fused with your heart, like the other who sought the chakruns. Joilee thought about what Montreal said. Like the other chakron, they required some sort of blood fusing. You could have given me a warning. You are right. I should have. I promise to be transparent to any ritual that you may have any doubt about. Joilee started breathing heavily, and she started to shake more as her anger toward Montreal grew. You need to calm down and breathe. You are upsetting the chakruns. What are you talking about? Joilee trembled. The chakruns can feel your emotions. Therefore, you must control your emotions. How? First, clear your mind and breathe slow. Joilee closed her eyes and followed Montreal's instructions. Joilee felt her emotion residing as well the discomfort she was feeling. Once Joilee felt the pulsating vibration resides, she felt calm. Joilee wondered if this would be her new norm, as she has now become a biosymbiote host to an alien substance. What have you all done to me? What do you mean? These jewels infused with my body. So why are you changing me? We are not the ones that are changing. It is our world that is changing. The longer you stay here, the more you become something different. The chakruns will aid you until it's time? Time for what? The path that you must walk? Please stop talking in code. Just be upfront with me as you promised. I have not broken that promise. Whatever path you must, the path you must take from within, you must discover it. Do you know what the future lies before me? No, Joilee. Everyone has their own star to follow. Follow your own star. Master the chakron. Master it. I don't even know what they are? Then let me teach you if you allow me. Joilee started to weep with fear, which once again aggravated the chakruns. Joilee, you are not the only one who comes here with self-doubt and fears. However, suppose you allow me to teach you. In that case, I promise sooner or later you will understand everything that I have occurred. When do we start?